Talk about a winter wonderland. I have never been here in the snow season and I am super excited to show it to you under the blanket of winter. Welcome everybody to Yosemite National Park. From Los Angeles, Yosemite is just about 4.5 hours, and in the winter, snow tires and chains or cables are required to drive on park roads as they can be extremely slippery in the winter months. Now, I came into the park in the early evening just in time for golden hour. You have definitely seen photos of this waterfall, and there are no shortage of winter hikes here in the park. Right now we're heading to Yosemite Falls, which is North America's tallest waterfall. The hike starts at Camp 4 across the street from the Yosemite Valley Lodge and heads up a series of switchbacks on the way to Columbia Rock. Just saw my first bear of the trip, just out here getting some winter foraging on. Just awesome to have all these wildlife experiences. This side of the park actually gets a ton of sunshine in the early morning, so if you're looking for a place to stay warm on a winter hike, this is actually a really great option. As you can see right now, the sun is just blasting this trail, and I've already shed a bunch of layers. And one of the other things that makes this nice is that it keeps most of the trail actually melted, so you don't have to worry about throwing on any micro spikes until you get near the falls. Lower Yosemite Falls, certainly a lot busier than the upper falls, and something that's just kind of funny for me is that I saw all these people slipping and sliding trying to get up this just kind of little paved area where there's a lot of ice, and so I threw on my micro spikes, and so many people have asked me what I'm wearing on my feet. So if you didn't ever know, these are called micro spikes. They are just little tiny contraptions that you can just throw onto the bottom of your boot. And if you're coming to a place like this in the winter and plan on doing any hikes really, you should definitely invest in a pair of these. You can get them at REI, at Backcountry, basically any outdoor store, and they're definitely a game changer if you want to be walking around on ice like this and not falling down. One of my other favorite walks in the park is the Valley Loop Trail. This goes actually around 11 miles around the valley floor of the park. And even in the winter, it's super doable because usually the trail is pretty well packed from other people that are visiting. But one of the things I love about it is that you just have all of these different viewpoints of the valley. You can see Yosemite Falls behind me, and there are just so many beautiful areas along this route. And it also kind of brings you down into this winter wonderland area where all of the snow is. So I highly recommend it. Alright, it's my last hike of the day. It's about 3 p.m. and I'm just trying to fit in one more before the light fades in about an hour. We'll see if we can make it to the lake and back. There's so much snow falling. Mirror Lake is just a short walk from Yosemite Village, and one of the most unique things about this place is the reflections on the lake. It's an absolutely magical place to come, especially if you're with a friend and you can take some fantastic reflection photos from across the pond. I just got back to my room here at the Ahwahnee Hotel. Check out this view that I have out here. It is absolutely stunning. What a place to wake up. Now, this is one of the historic national park lodges. I haven't stayed in a ton of these, but this one is absolutely majestic. It's been open for something like 96 years. And you know, because Yosemite was one of the first national parks, this hotel has been around for ages and had so many guests, and I'm sure people from all over the world come and stay here. It's very pricey, as are most of the national park lodges that are within the national parks, but if you can afford it, it's definitely worth coming here once in your life to just experience Yosemite in this way, in the way that, you know, the first park visitors 100 years ago got to experience the park. But when you walk into the Ahwahnee, it's really like stepping back in time. It's got a fantastic lobby, and right now everything is decorated for Christmas, so it's super colorful, beautiful. And there's two really big grand halls, one of which has fireplaces throughout where you can enjoy a hot chocolate. There's also the grand dining room, which you do need to bring something nice to wear for because they do have a dress code. But if you are staying here, you'll definitely want to book dinner at the dining room at least once while you're here as well. And I've got a lot more coming up for you tomorrow. We're going to be heading out on a snowshoeing little journey and heading off into some of the sequoia groves as well. So I'm really excited to show you a little bit more of the park. And then I'm heading home. So I'm just here for 2 days plus the drive-in. So a little short solo trip, but I hope you guys enjoy. Good morning, everybody. It is my last day here in the park, and I am just making my way to the southern side of Yosemite to take you on a hike that's gonna go through some of the sequoia groves. I'm really excited, but I'm gonna get off camera because it's probably gonna be some hairy driving on the way over there. See you in a bit. My last stop today is to hike out to Mariposa Groves. Now, this is right at the entrance to Yosemite, and in the summertime is extremely busy. There's usually a shuttle bus that will take you up to the grove, so it's a really short hike. But in the winter, that shuttle bus is out of operation and the road is closed. So we're gonna be walking up to the grove, and I'm hoping if there's a little bit of snow, we can do some snowshoeing as well. All right, snowshoes are on. You could also do this trail in micro spikes, but you're definitely not going to want to do it in just regular shoes without poles. I just passed some tourists who were all wearing kind of like fashion sneakers and definitely not equipped for the snow, and they are slipping and sliding all over the place. So if you're coming here in the winter, definitely invest in some micro spikes if you want to go on any of the trails. As you guys can see, this trail is completely covered in snow. During the day, the snow melts a little bit, and then when it gets cold again, it freezes. So you end up with these really icy trails. And even though this is right at the beginning of the park at lower elevation, you still have very slippery conditions. So definitely invest in a pair of micro spikes. This is the Mariposa Grove. This is one of Yosemite's most special places. In the summertime, this area is absolutely mobbed. But as you can see, in the winter time, people are few and far between. The trail to get here is about 1.9 miles. You can also walk up the road, which remains unplowed in the winter time and open to walkers and snowshoers. But this is just such a beautiful place to come. If you guys have watched my sequoia video, you know that these trees, sequoia trees, are the largest and some of the oldest living trees on the planet.
And it's just marvelous to be able to walk through them.